You're watching the Sports Spin, presented by Uintah Basin Healthcare. Health and healing, every person, every time.
Welcome to the Sports Spin, your weekly dose of sports action, presented by Uintah Basin Healthcare. The beautifully bearded Mark Mason here with John Durden. We watch the games, we call the games. Now we get to spin the games.
Today we've got Union basketball in the Weekly Rewind, David and Goliath in our Monster Plays, and Steph Curry for our Call of the Week. Let's roll into the Weekly Rewind.
So coming into this week's Rewind, we have Union playoff games. Let's just start with the boys. I mean, they took first in region under first-year head coach Jason Garrett.
You know, and they hit a buzzsaw in St. George. And it's always tough when your region lines up with St. George because they play so well in the 3A division.
Yeah, and, you know, they go down there, and you said it right, they hit a buzzsaw. Unfortunately, they lost that game. The Union girls, same story. They go in, they're tied for first in their region, John.
They get the bad coin flip, end up second, going down and playing a tough team. In fact, they played Pineview, who ended up taking third place in 3A division. So tough draw for both teams. Great seasons, though.
Hey, the Union program looking up. Both teams making the playoffs this year, and they got great things coming forward. We're going to go right into season recap for the Union Cougars. Let's take a look at the men first. An incredible season, and they had 9 seniors on the team.
They did, Mark. They had 9 seniors. You know, they really did a great job of beating teams handling their business throughout the season. Region was quite easy for them. You know, there wasn't a lot of question at the end. They were going to win the region title. Yeah,
incredible athletes like Villa Tui on the team. Off the bench, Trevor Allred, oh my goodness, the kid led the team in scoring. Heck of a spark off the bench. And, you know, by all measures, a successful
We're going to see a little bit about him later on in the show. He's a great athlete. All of them, great athletes. Good job for the boys. The girls, one of my favorite girls' seasons to watch. I got an opportunity to call a lot of those games, Mark. The Tori Ross show a lot of the time. And you know, we talk about that a lot, and you see that a lot. There's a lot of good talent on this girls' team this year, Mark.
Yeah, the older, more senior Katie Ross led the team, and one of the captains, and they played an incredible brand of basketball, got to first in their region. Again, I think that's the goal on every coach's to-do list at the beginning of the season. Let's win the region.
Yeah, if you win the region, you figure, hey, we got a great opportunity to win state, go to state, make a deep run. Too bad for Union that it didn't work out quite like that. A little better for them, though, that they did win region titles. They can go home feeling good with a good outlook for the next year.
Yeah, let's roll across the Basin to the Uintah Utes, where the men's program had a new coach, Kenny Hardy, and just a couple of, well, they had 4 seniors that got significant minutes. And, you know, looking at their season, started strong. Early region, before the region play, they were winning a lot of their games. They had a great trip down to Florida, although playing the tough East Coast teams, they didn't win many games there. And then region play started up and down in region, and you know, all the way up until the last game, had a chance for the playoffs, even though they had a losing record in region.
They really did, and they had some great individual effort, great individual opportunities, good scoring. They're a 3-point shooting team. This team, let's face it, that was fun to watch those threes drain from left, from right, from top, from deep, from shallow, from corner. It's a fun season to see all these young kids having that opportunity to score a lot of points. You know, you see a few other young kids early in the year. Cruz Leyba, he didn't play a whole lot. Then he got a lot more time, and as the season went on, Mark, he ended up getting in there and making a difference for the team.
Yeah, final game of the season, they come in and they started 3 sophomores. They actually built a big 3-point lead, or 12-point lead against Salem Hills. And then, you know, so it just bodes well for the future for the Uintah Utes. Taking a look at the Uintah girls program.
Hey, before we move to the girls real quick, you know, you talk about the boys and the future. We got a little Mason on there. Of course, those sophomores did well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, little home cooking. The nepotism is alive and well here on the Sports Spin. Going into the Uintah girls, and that was a fun team to watch. Not a lot of expectations coming into the season.
There was actually more expectations early, and they lost one of their best players early on in the year. She just decided she didn't want to play. It let some other kids step up, learn how to be that leader.
Big minutes for sophomores.
Big minutes for younger players. And so there's big hope for the future there. And they had some good seniors, some good plays. You see on that rewind of the plays, you definitely see some of those big moves, the big spin moves from, I can't think of the girl's name.
Well, we can't think of her name, but Mallory Peterson. Oh my goodness, was she a revelation. She almost won in the red and white game, the three-point competition
against
the boys. And she was incredible, dynamic to watch.
And there you see again Mallory Peterson. You know, she's the one. Excuse me, not Mallory.
It's Bailey Hughes is who you're thinking of, and she's a post present. She can go left, she can go right, she can spin. That's going to be fun to watch.
Good season this year. We're anxious to see them next year. Both teams will be fun. We'll be there with VTV, calling the sports, and then we'll spin them again next year.
Well, enough basketball, John. Let's dive into the Uintah drill team. The Utes went and second in state. That didn't deter them. They went on to become national champions. Are you kidding me?
No, you know, and that's 2 times in a row they've been to nationals, swept every dance they've been in.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, in state they were first, second, and third, I believe, in their categories. But in national championships, the best of the best, they go down to Las Vegas, and there they sweep. Unbelievable program led by Robin McClellan and an unbelievable talent on that team.
I talked to a few of the girls, and they said, you know, it wasn't hard. It was easy. The talent wasn't that good there. So they don't, you know, they're so challenged. They believe in themselves. They know they have a great program, and they just didn't feel challenged, even at a national level.
Yeah, unbelievable. We got to see them a lot of times live. And they did some things on the dance floor that afterwards, I had seen a lot of routines that Robin McClellan's put together, and even after that, my jaw was on the ground. I didn't even know how to respond.
Well, the puppets, they got taken advantage of. I don't even remember what Hillcrest did. Yeah. Hillcrest did some dance and beat them. I don't even know what it was.
Yeah, you see the puppets. There's so much to take in on that dance, and there's so much going on. Maybe the only thing I can think of is that's what took away from them at state. But they made up for it on nationals. Congratulations, Robin McClellan, all the girls.
Well done, Utes.
You know, now we're going to come at you with probably my favorite segment here, the Monster Plays. Hey, listen, John and I are going to pick every week 3 of our favorite plays that happen throughout the Uintah Basin. And then we're going to throw it out to you guys on Twitter at the SPORTSSPIN. And guess what? You get a vote for which one wins. And on the next episode, we'll say this is the monster play that won from last week's episode. Let's dive right into it, shall we? Here's the monster play.
So first we've got David and Goliath. This is a great play. You see one of my favorites, Mark, Tori Ross. She is definitely just a little David. And she goes up against a varsity player, a senior, and you see her just take it away.
She robs
steals
her
the ball.
blind,
No, she
John.
does. She goes straight down. She gets hammered, you know, and then the ref just throws it down and says, yes, we're going to put you on the line. And here you see a little better angle. Just focused. She's just so focused and just on task every time.
Hey,
she made her free throw as well. You got to vote. David and Goliath. Which one is it?
There's people doing time for thefts that are more minor than that one. What a play by Tori Ross. Let's take a look at half man, half amazing, going right back to Union High School, where Trevor Allred gets up and throws it down once, twice, 3 times. And hey, for good measure, why don't we just throw it down for a 4th time, swinging off the rim. Trevor Allred, half man, half amazing. He blew my mind all season long. And believe it or not, he came off the bench. He came off the bench.
He did come off the bench. And no, I haven't seen too many games where there's been 4 dunks, period, let alone 4 dunks from one prep player. Well done, Trevor Allred. Put your vote in. Let us know if that's the guy you want for this week's Monster Play. We got one more coming to you. This one we call Banker's Hours. And there's a reason we call it Banker's Hours, and it's not because I'm sitting next to a banker. It's because, watch the play, you're going to see as Corbin Gardner, he just goes down, end of the game, throws it up, opens the bank, wins the game, goes nuts. Everybody just tackles him. I'm told that the coach pulled his hamstring,
Right there,
but look at
Kenny
the crowd.
Hardy.
Look at the opposite
That's
team's
the
crowd.
best. The Salem Hills fans standing there, their hands are dropped, their shoulders are down. That's how you win a game. Corbin Gardner doing work, kissing it off the glass. He got that ball with 3 seconds left, raced up the court, hits it off the glass. Unbelievable. So there you have it. Monster plays here on the Sports Spin, and you go on to the Sports Spin on Twitter. You get a vote for David versus Goliath, half man, half amazing, or Banker's Hours.
Tell everybody that you know about our show. Let them know that this is a great opportunity to get in there, be involved with it. Get on Twitter, make your vote. Definitely, if you're Union, vote for one of the Union players. If you're from Vernal, vote for the Uintah player. See who wins. Put a little competition out here.
Yeah, stick with us. We're going to be right back for the spin cycle.
Uintah Basin Medical Center now has a new 64-slice CT scanner, giving our patients superior imaging in a comfortable environment. Enjoy a positive patient experience with shorter scan times, improved patient access and positioning, and a video of relaxing scenes or cartoons for children. High detail, low dose features offer the ability to see the smallest diagnostic detail with up to a 60% dose reduction. When you need a CT scan, choose Uintah Basin Medical Center. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome back to the Sports Spin. We're going to dive right into the spin cycle. Here on the spin cycle, we get to take a head coach and put him through the wash, essentially. Thanks, Coach Garrett, for joining us here. Coach Garrett from Union High School had a great first season as the head coach of the men's basketball program, region title, went into the playoffs. That didn't quite end the way you wanted, but still a successful season by anyone's measurement.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of successes to take away from the season, even though we got it cut a little bit shorter than we would have liked, but a lot to celebrate, so we're excited about that.
Well, as they say, there can only be one. Your first season, you took an interesting tactic. You had 9 seniors, by my count, on the team. Usually a first-year head coach would say, man, I'm going to build, give me 2 or 3 years, my program will be great. But you said, nope, chips are all in the middle of the table right here. We're going to win this year. What was your mindset behind that?
Yeah, and we actually had one who was injured the whole year. He got hurt in tryouts, so we originally had 10. But it's more of just one of those things where you want success now, you know, and people want to see results. People want success now. And luckily for me, this group of seniors was able to bring that. And so in my mind, building a program is part of having that success and building excitement in the younger players so they know what to expect, they know how to earn that region championship, and then we can just keep taking region from here on out. So.
Yeah, that was a special group of guys. I mean, for years we've watched these guys develop, and fabulous. What a year.
So, Coach, you know, Mark gave you a little softball question there, kind of easy. You knew the answer. Give me the answer to why the leading scorer on your team came off the bench.
Yeah, okay, that's a great question, actually. I actually was watching one of the retapes, and one of you guys answered that, or it was right on the head. I don't remember who it was. You can
if
take
we were
credit.
right, it was me.
Okay, yeah.
So
sure.
I'm sure, no, Mark, it was me.
No, always take credit
I knew it was
for
me.
my genius.
Well, whoever it was right. Trevor Allred is a dynamic athlete that brings just an electric fire.
So what did I say?
What one of you said that he just brings a spark off the bench, and that's exactly what he did. And that's why we used him. It just meshed with the team that way. So that's why we went with it. It just meshed, and it wasn't something we originally planned on, but it just is the way that it worked out. And
so he brought a spark to the team, and it just added some depth to the squad. You know, that starting team's always always just ready to go, and then that second string sometimes needs a little extra, and he's that guy.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily about who starts, but who finishes. And a lot of times he was finishing the game.
And it was a good recipe.
It
worked out good.
Yeah,
so, Coach, we're talking about Union High School, Roosevelt. And we saw some controversy last year on the football program. Last year's head basketball coach only lasted 1 year. How was the community support for you? I mean, obviously winning cures a lot of the things that ail you, but how was it for you, community support-wise?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, the head football coach, Coach Matt Labram, he actually helps me. He's one of my assistant coaches in basketball, and the community loves him, and he knows what he's doing. He knows how to have those interactions with the community, and they love him. And I was able to feed off of that a little bit and, have him kind of teach me the ropes in that regard. And I felt great support from the community, and I felt like they had my back, and they were bought into what we wanted to do. And you could tell from the beginning of the season from our home games to the end of the season of our home games, there was a huge attendance difference. So they bought into what we were doing, and they supported us.
I think it helped that you coached the football and worked together with those kids too, because they bought into you as well. It's hard to get the kids to buy in as well as you did for a first-year coach. Well done, Coach.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So I have another question, little tougher one maybe to answer. So in 3A, you can win a region title and lose the first round because we have St. George. What are they doing down there?
Well, St. George has a lot of advantages, and you just got to tip off their hat. They've got culture down there, and they've got 5 schools down there. When you count Cedar City, which is only 45 minutes away, they've got some more schools. In the summertime, they can go and play each other a lot more often. And, that's a huge advantage. We don't really have that out here. We just got, Union and Uintah, really. And, but they've also got facilities down there that just work year-round with, enhancing athletes' abilities, which is a huge advantage. And, good for them for utilizing that. And it's paying off for them. And hopefully, we'll be able to get something going along so we can be able to keep up with them.
I'm looking for you guys to take over next year and go down there and knock them out a little
bit. That would
so
be nice. That's the goal.
Nice.
That's the plan. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Now, I have a kid that's on the high school level, and I'm interested in seeing him go to the next level. What can a high school coach do to help your student athletes take the step to the college level?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I actually played college football myself, so I kind of know a little bit, not necessarily specifically to basketball. But I think that one of the most important things that a coach can do is teach them how it's going to be played at the next level. Get the expectations in there. Get their work ethic right. Get their mentality and toughness there, because it's a big difference. The mental toughness that it takes to be a college athlete is a lot different than what it takes to be a high school athlete.
Absolutely. Coach, thanks so much for joining us here on the Spin Cycle. You've been great.
Yeah,
we look forward to
Coach
many
Garrett.
great seasons with you.
Thank you, guys.
Look
Appreciate
forward to
it.
next year.
Thanks.
Stick with us.
Oh yeah, my favorite.
Jason, are you kidding me? You know better than this. Just because you work out hard doesn't mean you can eat whatever you want. Consistency is key. When we're working out hard, you also have to mirror that with your eating habits. Come see us at Warriors Warehouse, 1060 West, Market Drive, Suite 1.
Welcome back to the Sports Spin, and we're going to dive right into the Call of the Week.
In this segment of the show, we predict what's going to happen this week on some pretty big calls. The first one we were going to talk about is Tabiona, Mark, and late notice, Tabiona's already lost. We expected them to beat Wayne, but they lost to Wayne. I was going to pick them for the state championship. What about you?
Well, Tabby was the 1 seed. They lost the 6 seed. Hey, you got to play the games. That's why they have a playoff. So they're out. We're going to go right to Duchesne in the playoffs. And Duchesne, my call is not only did they win the game Wednesday night, but they win the state championship. We've seen Duchesne on the road against a 3A school at Union, and they won. These kids are capable.
They are capable. I watched them a lot in football this year. They did a great job. They're great basketball players. They got a good program there. Coaches got them lined up. Look for them to do well. I also predict them to win the first round. They're going to come up just a little short, though, in my prediction for state.
So we're looking for a state championship to help me win the race here on the Call of the Week. Let's jump to the NBA. What do you say, John?
Steph Curry.
Ooh, the kid can shoot.
He can definitely shoot, Mark.
Yeah, we're talking about a guy that has hit more. He beat his own record, 286 three-pointers last year, beat Ray Allen's record from the year previous.
Yes, Ray Allen has
He's
the
got
previous
25
record.
games left. He's already beat his own record, over under 500.
I'm going to go over under 400. 500's a lot to ask.
Including playoffs?
Including playoffs. So
Okay.
I think I'm going to get over 400, Mark.
Over 400. And you know what? I think the defenses are going to crack down on him during the playoffs. He's going to come a little bit short of hitting 400. That's my call on Steph Curry. Still, one of the most dynamic scorers we've ever seen in the NBA.
He really is. And good try to sneak that in and try to get me to go over on 500. I'm going to stick with over on 400.
Okay, let's go to Uintah High School back here at home. The Utes have just had soccer tryouts. They have their first home game against Highland, and this one's easy for me. The Utes win, and not only that, I'm going to say the Utes win 6-3.
Ouch, that's a big call, Mark. Putting a lot of pressure on those
Come on,
soccer
Coach,
players.
have faith in those boys.
Hey, 4A's a little tough. I predict that the Utes do win this game 2-0. Tough game, tough 4A. They're looking good. We worked hard all summer long, and the soccer team is ready to go. Watch for them. They will win this game.
Yeah, nothing better than spring sports, and soccer is definitely in there. And so we've got the Call of the Week. That's here on the Sports Spin. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Uintah Basin Medical Center now has a new 64-slice CT scanner, giving our patients superior imaging in a comfortable environment. Enjoy a positive patient experience with shorter scan times, improved patient access and positioning, and a video of relaxing scenes or cartoons for children. High-detail, low-dose features offer the ability to see the smallest diagnostic detail with up to a 60% dose reduction. When you need a CT scan, choose Uintah Basin Medical Center. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome back to the Sports Spin. Now let's dive into the Fast Dash. We're here on the Fast Dash with Carter Pope of Uintah High School fame. Carter, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, you
Good
ready
to have
for
you.
this? Oh, it's good to have him. You ready for this? We're going to put you on the clock, and you got a minute to answer these questions. When you're ready, here we go. Fast or curveball?
Fastball.
Girls, flip-flops or high heels?
Flip-flops.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Wow.
Utes or Cougars?
Utes.
You like a man beard, a little thin goatee?
No, he's got to go for
I
the
gotta
goatee.
go with the man beard. I'm sorry, man
That's
beard.
right, John.
Blondes or brunettes?
Definitely blondes. Blondes.
Okay.
Best baseball player ever?
Babe Ruth.
Yeah, I thought you'd say Nick and Mantle.
Will the Cubs win it all this year?
Yes, they will.
The Utes?
Yep. You know what?
Oh, the Utes. Here we go. Double play or a home run?
Home run for sure.
Dinger.
Seeds or gum?
Seeds.
Best baseball movie ever?
The Sandlot.
In Utah.
How many homers are you going to hit this year?
Double digits. Number 12.
Oh, there we go.
Apple or Android?
Apple.
There we go.
Boxers or briefs?
Briefs.
Puppy, monkey, or baby?
Monkey.
There we go.
Baseball or soccer? Come on, come on.
Baseball. Baseball for sure.
And if you're a brief guy already, liking the tidy whities, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. He's
Well
a
said.
geek, ladies. Thanks for joining us here on the Fast Dash. Carter Pope, it was a pleasure.
Don't forget to vote for your Monster Play of the Week. Thank you. Carter, you vote as well. Get all your friends to vote.
You got it.
The Sports Spin on
Thanks
Twitter.
for joining us on the Sports Spin, presented by Uintah Basin Healthcare. Health and healing, every person, every time. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.